Stay tuned because in the rest of the video, rental potential. 2-bedroom units are gonna give you the option to attract a wider audience. You need to buy a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo unit if you can at all afford it. If your budget is not a constraint for you, then 2 bedrooms is where you need to start. You don't need to start with a 4-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, even though those can be more profitable. Now here's why. Here's the big secret that I've been holding out on you, and I can't wait to share it with you. Your 2-bedroom units are gonna bring in double the gross rental income most of the time as compared with a 1-bedroom unit. Now, it's not gonna come with double the operating expense. So it's that sweet spot in the market that you're looking for. Basically, you're gonna get double the income, which is gonna be a lot more profit without carrying nearly the amount of operating expense. So it's an excellent middle of the road investment for you to start out on, not having to be encumbered by the complexity of having, a larger unit and having to work through all of the routines and systems it takes to manage and run a larger unit. So it's going to be a lot lower in price, and it's going to be a whole lot lower, it's going to be a lot less work for you getting started. So essentially, you're going to be in a unit that can let you learn the oceanfront investing game without coming out of pocket with all the money it's going to take to buy a 3 or 4-bedroom unit. And you'll be in the sweet spot in the rental market. So you're not going to buy an efficiency or 1-bedroom because you can make a whole lot more profit. So there are 2 major reasons why you want to buy a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo for your first investment that I want to highlight in this video. One is resellability. I went back and I tracked, guys, resellability for 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom units over the last decade in our market. The only 2 that did not have resellability issues were 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms. Now, the 2-bedrooms, like I already mentioned, bring in double, generally, the gross rental income than a 1-bedroom, and they don't have nearly the increase in expenses. They don't have double the expenses. So that's the first reason why you definitely want to choose a 2-bedroom. And then resellability. The 2-bedrooms actually brought in on the on resellability on the Excel spreadsheet that I ran, they tend to bring in more cash, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. Let's hop into that spreadsheet now. Again, I tracked all the resellability of all the units. And the reason why resellability matters so much, guys, is because if you don't like the oceanfront condo game, or if you get into a pinch in your first few years and you need to sell it quickly, you want a unit that you're going to be able to sell fast and that's going to get your money out of it and hopefully make some profit. All right, so if you'll notice in the top left corner of your screen, you'll see the resellability of efficiency units in our market over the past decade, the past 10 years. Now, you'll notice that if you'd have bought it in 2014, you'd have paid $61,219 for it. If you would have sold it in 2018, you would have sold it for $75,034. That's a difference of making $13,815 in profit. Now, if you move it up 2 more years to 2020, you'd have sold it for $79,085. Now, that's a difference from the $75,034 in 2018, if you would have bought it then, of only $4,051. So you'll notice right there that, successively, you're not going to make necessarily more money. It's showing that there are ups and downs in the market, and you'll see that even more in the next round. So if you would have sold it in 2023, you would have sold it for only $61,776. Now, if you bought it in 2020 at $79,085 and you turned around and sold it in 2023 for that $61,776, you'd have lost $17,309. You can see right there that there's an issue with the resellability of efficiency units in the Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condo market. So we want you to be positioned, at least based on the historical data, to make the most informed and savvy decision possible. Now, if you shift over to the right-hand corner of the screen, you'll notice 1-bedroom oceanfront condo units. And throughout the entire discourse, from 10 years all the way through 1 year, You're going to see it go from $10,000 you would have made profit to $6,000, and then a jump up to $90,000. But there are no loss years in the one bedroom section of this spreadsheet, as you can quickly see, which is why, in my opinion, the resellability over, at least the data shows that the resellability of one bedroom oceanfront condos is better than that of efficiencies, because over the past decade, you weren't really going to take a loss on them on average. Now, let's drop to the left side of the screen in the middle. You're going to see the average the average resellability of two bedroom oceanfront condo units. And this is what I want to draw your attention to. You have, you'd have bought it in 2014 for $173,743. You'd have sold it 4 years later for $194,67. Again, that's the average sales price in the year of 2018, and you'd have made $20,324. Now, again, if you just fast forward 2 more years later, let's say that you sold it in 2020 for $227.44, you'd have made $26,677. And then on again in 2023, you'd have made $134,228. You can see there that if you'd have bought it 10 years ago, you'd have made $134,228 if you'd have sold it in 2023. All of the different vantage points that I pulled, the resellability of the average price of a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, demonstrate that there are no negative years. Now, could there be negative years, and maybe the years I didn't pull? Absolutely, it's certainly plausible. However, according to the data that I pulled, it shows that that 2-bedroom unit fared very well over the course of 10 years. And again, I want you to be positioned to be able to resell that property and make your money and not take a loss on it if you have to exit the game quickly. Now, I'll draw your attention to the right side of the screen. That's 3 bedrooms there. The resellability of 3-bedroom units. You'll notice in 2018, there was a loss of $2,591. I don't want the historical data to show at all that you have the chance of taking a loss. I want to put you in the best position. Now, if you'll scroll down to the bottom left of the screen, that's the resellability of 4-bedroom units. And there you'll see in the 2018 year, again, a loss of $43,279. But I do want to draw your attention to the fact that if you'd have bought your average 4-bedroom unit 10 years ago for $458,607, then in 2023, if you'd have sold it, there was a difference of $242,884. Man, that's some good appreciation. Now, I'm going to draw your eyes very quickly back to the 3-bedroom section of the spreadsheet. You'll notice the same huge growth. Well, not the same, but very close. You'll notice that basically, if you'd have bought it in a 3-bedroom in 2014, you'd have paid $315.91. If you would have sold it in 2023, you'd have sold it for $552,205 on average, raking in $192,807 in appreciation. Then in the bottom right corner of the screen, I just have on there the average sales price of each different type of unit over the course of the last decade. Now, all of this information is here to help you better understand the resellability of a unit. That way, as a first-time investor, when you make your purchase, you make an informed and savvy decision, in part based on the historical market trends and how these properties have sold in the past. That way that if you need to exit that unit, you can quickly and still hopefully turn a profit. Now, keep in mind that it's super important that your first investment goes well. It's going to set you up for years 3 through 5 when you want to invest again. And then again in years 5 through 10 when you want to invest again. And hopefully 10 to 15 when you want to invest again. Now, I'm going to eventually cover some different strategies that you can use to invest. We're going to talk about HELOCs and 1031-like kind of exchanges in some of our other videos. But in this video, I really want to draw your attention to getting it right the first time. Because this is very much like dominoes, guys. Success is successive. You're going to build it stage upon stage, layer upon layer. So as long as you get this first investment right, it's going to fall like a domino, and it's going to knock down the other stages of investing that you want to do as well. It's going to set you up to be in the best possible position. Stay tuned, because in the rest of the video, rental potential. 2-bedroom units are gonna give you the option to attract a wider audience of people. Now let's quickly talk through why 2-bedroom oceanfront condos are the way to go, especially for first-time investors, and why they're attractive to investors in general. We're gonna talk through things like rental demand. We're gonna talk through flexibility, resale value, and of course, maintenance cost. Let's hop into it. Forgot to mention this to you earlier, guys. Rental potential. 2-bedroom units are gonna give you the option to attract a wider audience of people. So if you buy an efficiency or a 1-bedroom, you're not gonna be able to really attract families or even larger groups or possibly couples on vacation. So this is gonna open you up to a much larger audience that you're gonna be able to target and rent this property to, which is a huge factor, especially when you're first getting started. We wanna give you the best chances of success. Now think through this with me. You know, couples and families are most likely gonna spend and give you a premium for the extra space. They're not gonna try to cram into, I would imagine for the most part, a 1-bedroom or an efficiency. They're gonna go for a 2-bedroom and they're gonna pay you for it. And you're gonna enjoy the premiums that you get to charge on your unit for that very factor. Access to a larger demographic that you can reach, that you can rent to, is a major reason why I would tell you to go with a 2-bedroom. Because it's gonna equal greater gross rental income, and it's gonna lead you into flexibility, which we're gonna get into in just a minute. Again, flexibility, you're right there in that sweet spot in the market. So, you know, during peak season, you can attract, you know, larger families, larger groups, and during off season, you can still get couples and smaller families. So you're positioned really well. And as we've already covered, guys, resellability. This unit's gonna have an excellent track record as far as being able to resell. And again, that's because it appeals to a wide range of people. You can rent it out to larger groups, you can rent it out to smaller groups. And of course, there are a good bit of 2-bedroom oceanfront condos in our market, on the market, which make it competitive in a sense when you're purchasing. You know, if you look at, you know, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom units, there are not nearly as many 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom units in the Myrtle Beach market when compared to efficiencies, 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms. And obviously, when there's not a lot of something, that causes the price of it to go up. So there are premiums on those 3-bedrooms and 4-bedroom units. You're definitely gonna pay more for them. There's a better chance because there are more 2-bedrooms on the market and in our market that you can basically, you know, talk a seller down on their price. Or as sellers compete against each other, then obviously you're gonna come out the winner as they keep lowering and lowering their prices, trying to get their units to sell. So it might sound a little odd as I explain it, but I'm gonna recap with you real quick. So the average 2-bedroom in our market basically hasn't been negative, hasn't had any issues as far as resellability, you know, based on the averages I took in the past decade. Now, yes, there are a plethora of 2-bedrooms on the market in our market, which causes there to be a lot of competition, which generally keeps the purchase prices lower. Now, does that mean that, and what that's going to mean for you is you should be able to get a bargain on it when you buy it, most likely, because sellers are going to be competing depending upon the time of year that you buy it, which that's a whole nother story, buying during peak season or during the off season. If you can buy it during peak season, you definitely want to, because there are more oceanfront condos on the market during peak season than in off season. Off season months, sellers can charge premiums because there's less competition in our market. So if you can buy in the peak season, you want to, plus you're coming into the heavy rental market, so you're gonna step into income. Anyways, so it might sound a little odd, but basically the resellability is there on 2-bedroom oceanfront units according to the historical data that I've already showed you. And on top of that, because there are so many more 2-bedroom units in our market, 1-bedrooms and efficiencies, as compared with 3-bedrooms and 4-bedrooms, there's a good chance that you're going to run into a situation where there's a lot more competition, and therefore you'll get your property a little bit lower when you purchase it. All right, guys, maintenance costs. So basically, when you compare a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom unit, the maintenance costs are virtually the same, but the potential to rent your 2-bedroom out to a lot more people and how much more gross rental income you can bring in, it just makes sense. If the costs are the same, but you can make more money, with a 2-bedroom, then it makes sense to go with a 2-bedroom. Now guys, I do want to talk to you real quick about the power of the right real estate broker. The right broker is going to expedite this entire process for you. They're going to bring you a ton of value. I mean, it's a whole lot more than just running comparables. I'm going to gather all of the information that you need in order to make an informed and savvy investment decision. We're going to pull the gross rental incomes. We're going to pull the tax information. We're going to explain to you different market trends and market analysis and give you valuable information based on what goes on in the Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condo market. And I'm going to expedite your learning curve. So by partnering with the right agent, you're going to step into, you're going to hit the fast forward button on your learning curve, and we're going to expedite this process for you. So I get calls and emails all the time from investors that are looking to purchase in our market. Don't be a stranger. Pick up the phone, send me an email, shoot me a text message. Let me know what you're considering or thinking about, and share your questions with me. Your questions help me a lot. They help me create great content, because most likely if you have a question, other people are asking themselves that same question. And I'd like to be that resource for you. So get in contact with me. My cell phone is 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, and don't be a stranger. I do want to quickly throw out, guys, that I do charge a $10,000 fee to come out. I'll fly out to you for the day. We'll spend the day together. We'll build a comprehensive plan for you and your team, and get Oceanfront Condo investing in your company culture. So if you are a small business owner and you're interested in transitioning into real estate investing, maybe you're tired of working all the hours that you're working in your small business, you need a change, you want to do something that's passive, and you don't have to have your hands on it so much. Well, Oceanfront Condo, real estate investing is the way to go, in my opinion. Get in contact with me. I'd love to come out and build you a tailored plan, an investment plan on how you're going to transition into Myrtle Beach real estate just in the next 5-10 years, depending upon, of course, your own personal financial objectives. And then I'll also help you institute something for your company. The possibility of purchasing an oceanfront condo for you and your business, for your employees to use, is definitely something I can help you with. If you're interested in me doing a keynote for you, for your company, your business, your nonprofit, whatever it is, guys, get in contact with me. I'll be more than happy to come out and present case after case after case on why the power of investing in oceanfront condos right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina makes great sound sense, and is going to help you and the people that you care about hopefully build some wealth and move forward in life. So get in contact with me. There are numerous benefits, guys, to having multiple streams of income, and you can do that right here in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina real estate market. Now, here is a long-range plan you might not be able to walk away from. I'm going to share with you a plan, a strategy of mine that I think you might find very, very interesting. So after you purchase your first oceanfront condo, we're talking 3 to 5 years later up the road, and depending upon the remaining balance on the loan, how much equity you have in your unit, you're then going to sell that oceanfront condo and do something called a 1031 like-kind exchange. You're going to identify another property of greater or equal value, and you're going to purchase it. You're going to repeat this process again in years 5 through 10, in years 10 through 15. You'll do this process several times, ultimately passing this asset off to a nonprofit that you founded, and the income that comes in from this asset is going to go to fund the nonprofit, of course, where your children work or your loved ones work. It's that simple and that easy. Now, yes, guys, there's all kinds of regulations. There's all kinds of things to dive into here. And yes, you're probably gonna have lots of questions. We're about to jump into all of this in the next video. All right, let's get in unit 1115 right here at Beach Colony. As you can see, guys, bathroom as soon as you come in to the right, tub shower combo, granite countertops, nice beautiful tile flooring. Immediately to the right, you're going to see the kitchen, nice backsplash, beautiful cabinetry, dual sinks, nice appliances. Now to the right, you are going to have First bedroom, nice, good full-size beds. Beautiful furniture. And of course, behind that door is a mirrored closet, as you can see. It's a flat screen TV. Dining area. Living room. As you can see, this is very nice open concept, flowing right from the kitchen to the dining room, to the living room, and then immediately to our left, the master with a nice big king size bed, as you can see. Tiled balcony. And it does have an ocean view, as you can see here. Cool amenities down there you can see on site. There is another entrance to the living room here, as you can see. But I don't want you to miss that bathroom in the master. The closet is there and it is mirrored. Tub shower combo, granite countertops. Beautiful, beautiful. Then let's go back through just real quick. I want you to get a good look at the nice setup here. Nice little accent wall and fireplace. Stunning unit. Please click the link at the end of this video and let's talk about 1031 like-kind exchanges.